Welcome back, people, and we're gonna jump right back in to the Archstone of the Burrow King and head to Stonefang Tunnel. So this is a pretty important area because you're gonna be able to get a good amount of upgrade items for whatever particular weapon you're using. You can also purchase the basic upgrades, the upgrade stones, as you'll see right at the beginning. So this is your one-stop shop pretty much for your early upgrade items and the guy that's going to upgrade it. But first, I probably should have my sword out for this. Got him. So you can see right off the bat, we got 8 hardstone and 2 large hardstone shards. So really good place for all of that. That's going to be the main focus of this first part. So heading back to here.
So
Talk to this guy, the filthy man. Get a grindstone, some crescent moon grass. But here's the important part. So if you're in a pinch, I generally wouldn't recommend spending money on it because you can get it relatively easy from the first level, 1-1, and then this one, now 2-1 Stonefang Tunnel. So it's not all that necessary to buy it here, but it is here if you need it. The pickaxe,
you want to play?
decent weapon for this level, as you'll see. So we switched over from the longsword. We have the long sword +3, which does pretty good amount of damage more. 116 compared to 92. Excuse me. But the reason that we made that switch is for the enemies. So the enemies on this level, the majority of them are weak to thrusting attacks, which is what this winged spear specializes in. So we're gonna make the switch here real quick. I've not upgraded it, and I don't think I'm gonna upgrade it because the weapon that I want to use coming up in a few levels takes the same upgrade material. So I really don't feel like we need to waste on the spear, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes when it gets through here. I've not been in here yet, so if it's not doing any damage at all, we might switch it up. Because you can use an alternate method with the longsword to achieve pretty much the same results. Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Sorry about that. A little quick on the button push. We're going to ride this back up. This is where we want to get off to proceed through the level, but this is our destination for right now. Now, jumping in here, there is a... Woo! Watch that. This fat minister in here. We're going to use our sword for him. This is going to do more damage. Alright, so this is what I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about with the weapons. If you come in with the long sword, you can see 17. That's really not a lot of damage. I mean, it's going to take him down, but this is much easier. So you can see it's not even upgraded, and we're doing significantly more damage with it. Soul item. And we're also going to get the Crushing Battle Axe +1, which is a really good weapon that I'll probably use on the next level. So let me go ahead and drop down. Fall damage, not too big of a deal in Demon Souls. Alright, let's see. Two-hand it for even more damage. No. Alright. These guys, I believe, have a chance of dropping Sharpstone. The guys with the pickaxe. The guys with the bags over their shoulders are, I think, a guaranteed drop of an assorted. I think it's random drop of assorted stones. And I don't believe the guys with the bags respawn. So this guy right here. Kill him, see he's a guaranteed drop. And you can see you get quite a bit from him. So that's a nice drop right there. Dogs, definitely want to get the shield back out for these guys. Let them recoil off your shield. Or just two-hand it and blast away. They're not too bad as long as you're not overwhelmed by all of them. Alright, let's go ahead actually and slap some half moon grass in there. See what this does to this. Okay, you see on him, it's not nearly as effective. Whoops. Let's try that. Let's try the battle axe. Woo. The old war of attrition there with the fat minister. Alright, so those guys are going to be hiding out throughout this little stretch here. Be aware. See that guy in there. Nothing in that room. Go ahead and slide on in here. Grab the pickaxe. So you don't need to buy it from that guy as long as you can make it just this little bit into the level. Alright. Pretty straightforward. It looks confusing, but it's really not. I mean, it just kind of keeps wrapping around. Pretty obvious path to follow. So before we go up the stairs, we're going to come over here. So you can drop down. The miners or the stone men aren't gonna bother you, so you just have to worry about him still when you drop down. So it's not like you're gonna drop into a gank fest or nothing like that. Yeah, you want to attack them one at a time because they won't do anything until you actually attack them individually. So as long as you go one at a time. See, we're getting plenty of hard stone. Actually, what I'm looking for is sharp stone now. But that's alright, we'll be able to upgrade our longsword quite a bit. I think this guy always drops clear stone. Yep. Clear stone is for quality weapons, which means they'll scale with both strength and dex. Alright, so you pull that lever back there, and that actually opens up the way that we were just at before going across the little bridge that collapsed to fight the minister. So, gotta add grindstone. That will repair your weapon. So if you're out in the middle of a stage, and even if your weapon breaks, it will repair it. So, pretty useful. But they're expensive, and you really shouldn't need it as long as you keep an eye on your equipment and between levels. Just make sure that you're going to the blacksmith and repairing your stuff. You should be fine. There's some sharp stone. Alright, so now we're back down here where the dogs came out and all that. So it's just a quick sprint through. Path is already cleared, and now that's where we went across. Now we want to go. I never picked up that item. Pretty good soul item too. Alright, so from this part, what we're going to be doing in this section is we're actually working our way towards the level shortcut. And the level shortcut will also give us access to the blacksmith, who can infuse weapons, pretty much, which means add elemental attacks and or status attacks or different scaling. And it will also, like I said, it will give us the shortcut from the beginning of the world, so that when we come in next time, we don't have to do all this. We just go straight up, and we'll basically be on the other side. So these guys are supposed to drop the melt stone. I don't think it's a very common drop, but the melt stone is used to remove a dragon stone, adds fire, I believe. Or is it strength in this game? I don't know, I'll confirm that later. But the melt stone is used to, like, let's say you pick up the crushing battle axe, but you don't want it to be crushing. You can remove the crushing status with the melt stone and then take it to whatever tree you want, or whatever upgrade path. So that's what the melt stone is for. So this is to carry on the level. We're actually going to come out this way. So those guys, I believe, have a chance to drop Greystone, which upgrades the crushing path. Yeah, the hammer guys will, and these guys apparently don't wait for you to attack them individually. Once you strike one, they're all going to aggro, so just be aware of that. Even though at this point they're not that big of a threat to us. Whew. Alright, so you can see here there's the beginning of the level. This is where we started. And we're going to crank up the lift. More clear stone. And then from here, you actually don't even need to lift anymore. You can just drop down. Gotta love the non-existent fall damage. Here, typically do that to get down instead of waiting. Run out here, grab our soul item, take a look at the beautiful view of the barren mountain side or river valley, whatever you want to call it. And here's your blacksmith. So upgrade. So we're not going to use that because that requires sharp stone. So we're just going to. We got plenty of hard stone, so we'll use that. And we'll +5 the longsword.
All done?
Alright, so now that the shortcut's there, if you want to check back in on the Nexus, you can, because we really haven't done much. So if you've got something you need to do or grab or whatever, that's a good time to do it, because when you come back in, you'll just have to fight these guys again, which is no big deal. Alright. Beware of the ambush here. I know in the second part of Stonefang Tunnel, the guys with the hammers or the pickaxes have a much bigger chance. I assume they drop stuff here. I've never really farmed them here. But it's probably just a lower chance. But I will be showing you a little run you can do to get a chance, a higher chance to get your upgrade materials, farming the pickaxe guys and the hammer guys. I'll show you that a little bit later. Okay, there's the items over there. I'm not going to bother with them because you have to fall down and go all the way back through the level. But you just got to sprint across that to get over there. Ooh. Ah, I got. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. Oh, man. He's gone. Damn it. And you gotta be careful here. This is not a good idea. Don't do that. If that lizard goes that way, just let him go, because we're going this way. You can always come back and get him later. No big deal. Alright, steel shield. Pretty good shield. Oops. See, it's 100% damage reduction, 60 guard break reduction. There, I don't know what the stability is. I wish they'd not use those symbols. So you don't even have to mess with those guys. We're not going to mess with them. There's no real reason to. We're just going to continue on. These fire lizards are really only a problem if you run into a bunch of them at once. Other than that, on their own, they're actually really slow, so they're not really a factor on their own. And if you don't mess with them, you don't really even need to fight them. They'll just stay on the wall on this side. You don't need to come kill those guys unless you want to. More dogs or wolves or never noticed. Never noticed those fangs. Or tusks, whatever they are. Yeah, they're like tusks. Huh. Gotta love the ragdoll physics. Alright, sorry about that. Oh, did not want to do that. Well, that's what happens when you waste a Ed's grindstone. So you got to see that animation. Yeah, so it's actually kind of, I don't know, once you get, really this whole level is just pretty much laid back. There we go. Yeah, so those guys drop sharpstone. Or they have a chance to, I should say. Nice. Another bad guy. It would be crazy if those bad guys actually respawned. You could just keep farming for those giant bags of goodies. And you guys can see these they're really open to backstabs. It's a good way to advance through the level. Just kind of keep your shield up, circle around. Alright, so now we can proceed. So we drop down here. See, we're back where we were quite a while ago. But this time, we can go this way now. So this was all full of lava. The water came in, cooled it all down. Half moon grass. And a pretty useful ring over here for a later Archstone, Ring of Poison Resistance. That is so satisfying. Alright. This is obviously the exploding barrels, a very obvious trap. So whatever you do, do not run in there. And then roll and stick over here to the right side of this room. Use that to block his fire attack. Run in, get a few swings, back up. Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. Oh yeah, we got one more of the Stonemen. So I do want to show you, I don't believe I showed you guys yet, the alternate method for dealing with these guys if you don't have a spear. Which everybody, you should have a spear, but if for whatever reason you want to use your upgraded sword, you can do that. It's actually really effective, as you can see, at +5. So you can use the heavy attack, the R2 thrust attack of the longsword to deal with those guys, the stone men. All right, or the miners, whatever they're called. So over here, you just walk right off there, and you get the crisp blade. See, I believe that's a these squigglies. I believe that's an intelligence weapon. I think that's not faith. Let's see. Yeah, magic. So we're not going to be using that. At least I'm not. If you're making a modified build of what I'm doing, then feel free to employ it. I actually don't think I've ever used that. I don't think I've ever put that to use within a build. Alright. So there is the boss fog right there. It's the first boss of this level. And not my favorite boss. First of all, because I don't really like spiders, because I'm a coward and I'm afraid of them. Second of all, when I first started playing this game, this boss gave me all kinds of troubles until I finally figured out how to actually get in on it, stay in on it, and actually figured out the method that we're going to use here. So when you run down here, you want to watch out for that because it slows you down and puts you in harm's way for those. So keep your shield up. And you don't want to run into its web either. So I'm trying to get over here. Oh. Alright. You can block those. I'd lock on. You want to stay right in the middle here because when it does that shake, see those things fall? That's what hits you on either side. So as long as you're not there, you're fine. Now you should be able to get 2 series in. It's going to do the shake again. Oh, nope. It's going to do the fire attack. So when you see the fire attack, run all the way back to the beginning here. I'm going to go ahead and buff my weapon up with some white stuff. Okay, once it dies down, shield up, run back. Keep your shield up, we're good. Stay right in front of it. There's the shake we want. Ooh. shake. Probably just gonna stay here and see if I can kill it. Yep. Armor spider destroyed. But yeah, that boss, man, I remember fighting that boss forever. I was terrible at that boss fight. One of the things FromSoft does a great job of is creating bosses that you don't want to go anywhere near, but the most effective way to fight them is up close. Like I always try to stay at you know, I don't know what I tried to do, but it wasn't effective, I can tell you that much. So that's the boss. That's the second archstone of the level here. So this is the second part to continue on, which we are not going to do right now because this, in my opinion, this level gets really hard, and I just like to go elsewhere. So first thing we're going to do though is try to catch this guy. And we're awfully close to those guys. Man, this ain't gonna work. Okay. Yeah, see, they hit super hard now. Well, we're gonna keep backing up, keep the distance. Thankfully they're slow, but they do hit really hard. Ooh, nice, got some chunks. And I don't know, those might not be random, but I feel like sometimes you get more. I could be wrong on that. Not really something I care to research or spend that much time on. It is what it is, because they don't respawn, so. Yeah, see, these guys have crazy poise. I think we're going to switch out. Yeah, see, this is why you can see why I tend to turn away from this level once I get down here. And we'll come back and it will be much easier. Not even sure why I'm doing that. Might as well take these guys out while we're here, just for fun. Practice. Did I drop anything? Nope. Alright. So now we are officially done with Stonefang Tunnel Part 1. We're going to go back to the Nexus. And you don't have to bother with that tunnel if you don't want to, but there is a, you know, obviously the one bag guy in there, the bag man. And then, you know, there's some opportunity to farm some other stones if you need them. All right. So we want to throw on our soul items before we level up here. I guess it went the other way. And there's the hard demon soul, and we're going to use it just like all the other bosses, because we are interested in the levels. All right.
Then soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
For this one, let's go ahead and we're going to alternate vitality. All right. So you can see the levels are getting a little bit more expensive, but we're at 22, 21 endurance, still 15 strength, 13 dex. We'll actually probably next one focus on getting our strength and dex up, but we want dex to be at 16 at least, and strength, I think we want to get to 18 pretty soon, and then we'll probably put some more in luck on the next level. Okay, so as usual, you want to drop off your stuff. We have a ton of upgrade items that are killing our item burden, as you can see. So that did quite a bit to lower. We're done with that. We're not going to use that. And I don't think I'm going to use that right now. No armor. Rings are good. Alright. So now we are ready for the next Archstone, which is the first area of the Archstone of the Tower Queen. So we will jump on in there next time, and I'll see you then.